If you watched the video from yesterday, you would know that I expressed some views concerning the fact that Buhari is not making any attempt, to stop this menace from the DSS, trying to arrest the CBN governor. But finally, according to Omokri, it said that Buhari, swung into action and stopped the arrest of Godwin Emefiele finally. Before we go into the details of today's news, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe, turn on the post notification, and please help us grow this channel by giving this video a massive thumbs up by clicking the thumbs up button down below so that it gets recommended to other YouTube users as well. Without further ado, let's delve right into the details of today's news. Mr. Reno Omokri, a social political activist, has dropped the name of President Muhammadu Buhari as the one who stopped the Department of State Services (DSS) from carrying out its threat to arrest Godwin Emefiele, governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN), on his arrival in the country after weeks away abroad. According to Omokri, a chieftain of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), President Buhari played a key role in seeing to it that Mr. Emefiele was not malhandled when he landed at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja. Reno Omokri explains that the intervention of President Buhari's presidency prevented DSS operatives from touching Mr. Emefiele. Omokri said President Buhari should be commended for ensuring the rule of law by preventing the malhandling of Mr. Emefiele by DSS operatives. In a tweet, Omokri hailed President Buhari, saying he did well. Reno Omokri wrote, and I quote, it said there was a melee at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport today when DSS officials tried to malhandle CBN Governor Emefiele. Though I am an ardent critic of the Buhari regime, I commend the presidency for intervening and preventing the rule of law, and preserving, not preventing, the rule of law. Buhari did well. Corroborating Mr. Omokri's tweet, this day newspaper also reported that it gathered that President Buhari finally intervened in the attempt by the DSS to arrest and detain Mr. Emefiele, insisting that the court order that restrained the security agency from harassing or arresting the CBN governor must be obeyed. It was learned that during his return at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, DSS officials attempted to malhandle him, but they were called to order by the president, who told them that he operates a rule-based government that upholds the rule of law. After arriving back in Nigeria early Monday morning, Mr. Emefiele reportedly proceeded to his office to resume at his office. Confirming his resumption, the CBN, in a statement issued late Monday, its Director, Corporate Communications, Mr. Osita Owanisobi, explained that Mr. Emefiele, who proceeded on leave in December 2022, resumed work early Monday. According to him, the governor resumed with renewed vigor to perform his duty ahead of the first Monetary Policy Committee (MPC) meeting of the year, scheduled for January 23 and 24, 2023. He stated that Emefiele remains committed to performing the tasks before him in line with his oath of office and the policy direction of President Muhammadu Buhari. Whilst thanking the public for keeping faith with the bank, we urge Nigerians to continue to support the policies of the bank aimed at ensuring a stable financial system and the Nigerian economy in general, he added. Amid reports of Mr. Emefiele's arrival, there had been reports that men of the DSS invaded the premises of the CBN in a bid to arrest Mr. Emefiele. The report had claimed operatives of the agency stormed the CBN premises in commando style and took over the office of Mr. Emefiele. The agency's armed personnel allegedly entered the premises with about 20 vehicles. It was also learned that the operatives barred all staff of the bank from gaining access to Emefiele's office. While the CBN statement on Mr. Emefiele's return failed to neither confirm nor deny the report, the DSS denied the report. Spokesperson of the agency, Peter Afun-Naya, in a tense statement, described the report alleging that the secret police took over the office of the governor of the CBN as misleading. The attention of the DSS has been drawn to the false news making the rounds that its operatives invaded the Central Bank of Nigeria and arrested the governor today, that is yesterday. This is fake news and quite misleading, Afunaya said. Meanwhile, human rights lawyer Ebunolu Adegoruwa San has also asked the DSS and the presidency to stop the ongoing harassment of a CBN governor unless there was an hidden agenda. Also, a civil society organization, the African Center for Justice and Human Rights, has argued that the DSS would rubbish Buhari and the judiciary if it arrests Emefiele. It was gathered that the DSS had secretly approached a federal high court in Abuja to seek a warrant to arrest Mr. Emefiele over allegations that he was involved in terrorism financing and economic crimes. But the Chief Judge, Justice J.T. Shoho, had declined the application and held that the secret police did not provide any concrete evidence to substantiate its claims. Last Friday, multiple sources disclosed that some associates of President Muhammadu Buhari were leading the fight to stop the DSS from arresting Mr. Emefiele. The president's associate, led by Maman Daura, a nephew and close confidant of the president, and Nasir El-Rufai, governor of Kaduna State, were identified as standing strongly behind the CBN governor. Similarly, some monarchs, obas, and emirs lobbied and begged on behalf of Mr. Emefiele and convinced the president and Director General of the DSS of the need to let him be. It had also been learnt that Maman Daura and Governor El-Rufai were working hard and doing everything within their power to wage war against the DG of DSS, Yusuf Bichi. They had deployed obas and emirs to beg on behalf of Emefiele and Governor Nasir El-Rufai, leading the charge to fight for him. One of the sources said Mr. Emefiele was said to have helped the Kaduna governor secure a World Bank loan worth $350 million. Emefiele helped Governor El-Rufai to secure $350 million World Bank loan, out of which the governor made for himself 70 naira per dollar after the cash was sold to Aliko Dangote. Emefiele has serious stakes in 12 banks. He needs to explain how he got money to be a major stakeholder in 12 banks. He has stakes in Tita, Globus, Providence, Union Bank, big interest in First Bank and others, a source had said. Mama Daura is still working hard for him not to be arrested. he is still waging war against the Director General of the DSS and other top officials. However, while Adegorua in a statement noted that a public officer cannot be above probe or the law if there was indeed a cause for him to answer, he also challenged the DSS to file charges against Mr. Emefiele if it has basis for doing so. The senior lawyer acknowledged that the various crises surrounding the CBN governor do not speak well for the economy, adding, however, that there should be no undue prosecution or arrest of anyone without lawful cause or justification. The statement reads, "We should not and cannot elevate a public officer above the law and above probe. If there is indeed a case for him to answer, the DSS sought court order to arrest and investigate him unsuccessfully, and the service was greatly embarrassed through the process. There should be no undue prosecution or arrest of any citizen without lawful cause or justification, but no one should be shielded from probe. There is therefore no need for the seemingly unending drama between Mr. Emefiele, the DSS, and the presidency, unless, of course, it is part of the hidden agenda." On its part, the ACJHR stated that the DSS would rubbish Buhari and the judiciary if it arrests Mr. Emefiele. In a statement issued yesterday by its spokesperson, Abubakar Isha, the civil society organization CSO, said it would be recklessness on the part of a secret police if it goes ahead to arrest the CBN governor despite a court order. The court, as the last hope of a citizen, has made a pronouncement on the legal rights and obligation of citizen Godwin Emefiele. It behoves all agencies of government to obey the order of a court until such order is set aside by an appellant court, Isha said. Let me know what you all think about this ongoing battle or war between the DSS and Emefiele. I shall see you in my next video. Bye for now.